Barakim Habarim. Welcome to Messianic Moment Ministry. I'm Stephen Bruck, and you know who you are. Today's the 13th day of November 2025. Now, I recently posted about Christmas. Look, this lesson is not about Christmas, so please don't even go there. But a response I received from many people made me realize that there seems to be confusion about something in the Book of Deuteronomy. But first, it's the admin stuff time, so let's get it over with, right? Please subscribe if you haven't done so here on YouTube. Go back to messianicmoment.com. Subscribe there too. Do the bell thing so you're notified when I talk. And also, make sure you like my pages on Facebook and join my Facebook group called Just God's Word. And if you like what you get here, you're going to love the books I've written. I got five. That's 20. No, only 5. And they're available through links on the website, or go to Amazon.com and put Stephen R. Bruck in the search field and they pop up. One last thing, of course, please remember to share these messages with everyone. Now, the verse that I was referred to by many people when I was talking about that holiday whose name shall not be spoken is Deuteronomy 4:2, which states, and this is from the Complete Jewish Bible, in order to obey the mitzvot of Adonai your God, which I am giving you, do not add to what I am saying, and do not subtract from it. Okay, those of you who may not be familiar with Hebrew, mitzvot in this case means commandments. It also can mean a good deed, which of course doing a commandment is, isn't it? Anyway, so, I also checked no less than 5 other versions of the Bible. And in all cases, what was not to be added to or taken away from were God's commandments. Now, I interpret that as saying what are not to be changed are the commandments, such as the kosher laws in Leviticus 11 or the holy days in Leviticus 23, or any of the commandments that are throughout the Torah. In other words, what is in the Torah is what we must do. But that doesn't mean we can't do more. For instance, what about the holidays? And when I say holidays, I'm talking about man-made celebrations that have become part and parcel of worship over many centuries. I'm talking about Simchat Torah, that means joy of Torah. That's celebrated on Sukkot, but on the 8th day. But Sukkot's only 7 days, but we celebrate that on the 8th day. Or Purim, that holiday was never commanded by God to be celebrated. In fact, it's the only book in the Bible his name isn't even mentioned. Or Hanukkah, this one's not even in the Bible. Well, except for the Apocrypha, Maccabees 1 and 2, but only the Catholics use that. Or even, again, that holiday whose name shall not be spoken. So this brought me to the question of today's message. Is the Torah the only form of worship we are allowed? Is essentially restricting our opportunities to thank God? Or is the Torah really just a foundation, a starting point? Is the Torah the least we must do when we want to worship God? Now, according to those who refuse to worship that holiday, validating their position by quoting Deuteronomy 4:2, what they are saying is that any holiday not specifically mentioned in the Torah is a sin. Besides that, they're also saying nearly every Orthodox and Hasidic Jew, not to mention any other sects of Judaism who follow halakha, are also sinning because, hey, if you want to know what adding to a commandment is like, research all the rules and restrictions in halakha. Look, people, I can't see God restricting our ability to demonstrate our love and appreciation for all He is, all He has done, and all He is doing by saying the only way we can celebrate Him is by those 7 specific days and only in those specific ways. Really? Does that make any sense to you? I think that commandment in Deuteronomy was meant specifically to identify the least we should do with regard to worshiping God. It is a foundation for us to build on, not the entire structure within which we cannot go outside of. How can honoring God ever be wrong? How can wanting to celebrate the wonderful things He has done for us be sinful? How could anyone think that if we created a new holiday to celebrate God or honor his Messiah, that God would reject that as sinful? And if we think we're doing right by celebrating what God has done, which includes sending us his Messiah, how many millions of faithful believers in God and Messiah Yeshua will be punished at Judgment Day? I don't know about you, but to me, it is a really frightening thought that creating celebrations to thank God for all he has done will send us to hell. Sorry, but that just cannot be. I believe from all that I have read about God in the Bible that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will not reject any form of worship or any celebration that is created by people with the intention to be thankful and or give worship to him for what he does. And that includes anything he does, has done, or even plans to do. If a man-made holiday has been created as a form of worship, thanks, or dedication to God, I can't see God rejecting that just because it isn't specified in the Torah. Nah, people, I am confident in saying that the Torah is only the foundation for proper worship, and any celebration we create designed to give thanks to God, now here's the important part, that doesn't change an existing commandment. That's the rule. Don't change what I've given you as a commandment. But if we create a celebration designed to give thanks to God that doesn't change in any way any existing commandment, that is not only acceptable to God, I think he appreciates it. Well, thank you for being here. And please remember to like and comment on these messages so that they get more internet exposure, and share them with everyone you know, even non-believers. Hey, after all, you never know how fertile the soil is until you plant a seed in it. Okay, that's it for this week. So, the Hitrot, and let me wish you an early Shabbat Shalom.